This question is from Cherylhole, I think. Cherryhole, maybe. She writes in and mentions that she used to be a part of I guess, a performance group or a group of drag queens that performed all the time, and they were very well known and very good. However, her boy job pays her bills, and unfortunately she had to pull out of the group and focus on her full-time job. And now that she's back, she's found that her friends badmouthed her quite a bit. And she's wondering how to get her reputation back and how to build up a new name for herself. Well, Cheryl, unfortunately, there are many types of shade within our community. But right now, the two major types of shade that I can think of are self-defense and weapon. In your instance, meaning that sometimes people are guarded and are feeling insecure and therefore tend to automatically resort to being shady. And other times they just want to attack. In your situation, it's a little bit of both. Unfortunately, the self-defense shade often comes from insecurity. Maybe it comes from jealousy. Maybe it comes from, the community saying, oh, where's that girl? She's really good. Where's that girl? She's really pretty. Where's that girl? Whatever they said about you. And your friends are like, oh, well, what about me? I'm standing right in front of you. Oh, what about me? I'm good. Oh, what about me? But instead, they say, oh, her? She's nasty, she's bitter, she's whatever, disgusting, whatever they said about you. And therefore began to attack you in order to look better. A lot of times gay people, especially, put down others so that we feel better. It's the oldest trick in the book, right? If I call her fat, I'm going to look skinny. It's simply not true. However, it's going to happen until the end of the world. I don't know why, it's just dumb. But it happens. So what can you do? Right? Well, I don't know what truly went down or what truly happened between you and your friends. But if you genuinely just couldn't be around because you had to go to work, do they know that? Or do they think that you dropped them like a hot potato because you didn't like them anymore? And therefore they're like, oh, well, fuck her. So I would start rekindling that relationship with them if you even want to be around them. If you still want to be around them, rekindle and be like, oh my god, I missed you so much. I had to go to work and I couldn't hang out with you, blah, blah, blah. But as far as your community goes, and by default, whoever they badmouthed you to, they'll look stupid for hanging out with you again. Meaning, oh, I guess whatever you said wasn't true because you like her again. Or you're now hanging out with her where I thought you hated her. It kind of null and voids all the shit they said about you. The 7th grader approach would be, oh yeah? Well, I'm going to find out who else hates you, and I'm going to become friends with them. And that's so juvenile. As in, a lot of times I see people that are immature and stupid that hate each other, but are hanging out because now they both hate somebody else. And they hate that other person more than they hate each other, so they're going to be friends for now. It's so 7th grade, and it's so stupid. But I don't recommend that approach. Yes, my enemy and your enemy makes us friends, quote unquote, but that's not a good approach if you want to truly get your name back. If you truly want your name back in your community, you're going to have to go above and beyond to be the bigger person, to not stoop to their levels. Don't talk trash about them, because then you're just going to look like the same trash talking person that they were when they talked about you. My approach usually is, oh, yeah, we had our differences, but I choose not to talk about it. You know. And unfortunately, we went our separate ways, and I just don't want to be their friend anymore. You may or may not agree with me later when you decide on your own terms. But from now, you have to make up your own mind. I don't need to tell you why to like them. Also, you're going to have to, pretend like you're brand new on the scene and just make new friends and, I don't know what they said about you, but be punctual. Be the best you that you can be as far as a performance artist. Don't get trashed, don't get drunk, don't do drugs, be on time. All these things that they could, be trashing your reputation. And just don't do those things. And I can't think of anything else to advise you right now, but just, again, most importantly, be the better person. Be the bigger person. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. Anyways, loving you is easy. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.